It's time for the Hot Chips Game of the Year.
It is.
Our personal choices for Game of the Year, as well as the overall, what is the Hot Chips Game of the Year. So let's get straight into it with what is my Game of the Year this year. And I'm going to, because
What is your game of the year?
You're so gracious.
you can all listen to me. All right. I'd like to go over some honourable mentions to start with of games that were close, but didn't quite, no cigar. And I'd like to start with Bloodborne, which came out earlier in the year. This is a friend, like From Software. I love the Dark Souls games, and I was really excited they were bringing this out. It was the first time I had played a game that felt next gen. Like it was that first experience of a next gen game. The rain effects, the water on the ground, the way that game moved and played, and to top it off, it was a franchise and from the developer that I really love that made that game really special. It's a game that I got about halfway through, and then all this other stuff started coming out, and I've always had it that it's such a special game that whenever I go back to it, it's not going to matter. I'm still going to enjoy it.
And I personally bet he's never going back to it.
You're personally wrong.
Done with it? You're done with it?
No, I reckon I will.
Does it have an end? Does it have an end game?
Yeah,
does
it
it
has
keep
New
going?
Game Plus.
New Plus.
Oh, I mean, so there's a story and you can finish the story and it's done.
Yeah, so I'm about halfway or maybe just under halfway through it.
How long has that taken?
A long time.
Okay.
Yeah, because you die so often.
Right.
It's just, it loves to kill you.
Cool.
So yeah, it's great. And my other honourable mention has got to be Metal Gear Solid 5. And I think if I was to do this objectively, based on kind of, game, the development, the polish, what they did for the, all those things we talked about earlier on in the podcast about what makes a game of the year. If I was to do that objectively, this would be Game of the Year. Because I just think it was the game that was built with the most love and a clear vision of what it wanted to do. When you play it, it feels like you're playing a piece of art.
That's cool.
And I feel like if you had have played it, given how much you love Peace Walker, this would be your game of the year.
This game is the reason I have played through 1, 2, 3, 4, and Peace Walker in the last 2 months, 3 months. This is so I've been doing everything possible to get up to a point where I can play this game. So that's how enticing just the trailers and how everyone's spoken about it. So it's one of those games.
I don't even know how you've done that.
It's been great. So I cannot wait. It's going to be such a momentous occasion to finally sit down, and I've now purchased it. I've got it installed on my PC at home. It's at that point where I can now sit down with it. Just got to finish off Peace Walker.
Yeah.
And then I can jump into it. And it's going to be huge.
It's the game when I'm playing something else, I sit there and I think I could be playing, Metal Gear right now.
See, and I think if I had if I already played it, I think it'd probably, from what I'm expecting and everything that you've said, it would probably be my game of the year if I had actually played it.
But you haven't really gone back to it.
No, but I sit last night. I sat there and I just think about it. I just think about the game and that I want to go back to it because it's a game that it's one of those games where you're like, if I'm going to play it, I want to block out a day.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to play it for 20 minutes. I want to dedicate
for 20 minutes.
a Sunday to this game and do it do it right. You want to lay out some candles and get a little
an aromatic candle,
a little Subway there.
Are you proposing
a few
to
drinks and really do it properly. But because this is not an objective discussion and it is about what my personal game of the year is, what's connected with me, my game of the year is something that does things I really like, and that's bring people together. And that's something I really like from a video game. And it's a game that Star Wars Battlefront, for me, this year has nailed.
Controversial.
And when I think about what 2015 will be, in years gone by, I'll think about the time that Star Wars Battlefront came out.
Yeah.
And it brought people back to gaming that haven't played in a long time. I had mates that have come around and played with me on the couch that haven't played since the last Battlefront game on the PS2. They walked away from gaming after that, and this game has brought them back. I am online most nights, voice chat with my mates from all over Australia, from Otago, Auckland, just bringing people and friends back together to play this game and having those experiences is something that this game has nailed. It's a game that I had a connection with back in the past with the original ones. It's a game that I've written off. I've talked about it on the podcast before. I thought it was going to be something I wouldn't like, but it just feels like Battlefront. It's the Battlefront I remember, and it's just beautiful and looks great.
Yeah.
And it feels great, and it's fun. Like, I never have a bad experience with the game. A lot of people are giving it a lot of heat because it didn't have a single player. And they've taken that out on Battlefront when it's not Battlefront's fault, I feel.
Yeah.
At no point have I thought Battlefront needs a single player mode. Like, to me, it is a multiplayer game.
Yeah. And like people are upset because it looks so good and plays so well that if it was a single player game, it would be the best Star Wars single player adventure ever.
Right.
But it's a Battlefront game,
Yeah.
and you've got to take it as a Battlefront game.
Yeah.
The original one, and this is back on the PlayStation 2. Sorry, I'm thinking Battlefront 2 now. That game, for like the internet online multiplayer was really in its infancy. You had to get a plug-in for your PlayStation to actually get online. That game didn't have a single player mode.
Right.
Like it didn't. No, sorry, it had single player, but it didn't have a story.
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah,
have a
right.
campaign. Like the closest you had was narratives between different battles.
Yeah.
And that was a game that this was 2000 whatever it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I don't know if you expected that game to have a campaign, then you're looking in the wrong place.
Like Galactic Conquest, that was it. Sure, you're playing between maps, but that's not really a story, and it's not really much of a mode. It's just here's some maps. Let's follow the maps. I mean, why? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so that's my game of the year. That's the reasons why it's my game of the year. Yeah, cool. All right, should we draw out of the hat for who goes next?
I had a laugh
There's a
at how
hat.
you have written down Star Wars Battlefront as my game of the year.
I
and
saw
it's
that,
not.
and I was like, wow, this is going to be interesting to hear.
Did you just write down everyone's game of the
No,
year?
because I copy pasted all this and I changed it, but I mustn't have got to
Just
the last
classic. Just classic.
That was surprising me. I was like, okay. All right, a game I haven't really heard her talking about.
one. It'll be a surprise then.
It is going to be a surprise.
All right, let's go on to Theo. Tell us how your year was, what you thought deserved to be up there.
So we'll go with the runner-ups. I think there's the same kind of format. We'll go with the runner-ups first. So my runner-ups, my two runner-ups were Battlefront and a Bloodborne. But it's kind of a tie there between Bloodborne and Witcher 3, to be honest, for me. Because like Witcher 3, I played quite a lot of it. I only got about halfway through the game, but I did play through quite a lot of it, and I thought the mechanics were really well done, especially in comparison to the earlier Witcher games, which I thought were really hard to get used to from a gameplay perspective. Doesn't reflect on what the games were like. So Battlefront, as you mentioned, it's just like all of the heat that it's getting. I feel like none of it's founded in any kind of reality except for the pricey DLC. Like that to me,
That is weird.
I think that's terrible, and I don't think I'm even going to touch the DLC unless somebody gets it for me or something like that. Like I'm not going near the DLC because on principle, I don't think DLC should be that much and be that much of the game.
Knowing EA and Origin, I think they'll drop the price down to $20
maybe
in a special in the next 6 months.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like that's just a bit too much over the edge. But I'm still excited for Jakku and getting hold of that. I am kind of disappointed that is that is like a sand dune map, kind of the same as Tatooine. It's just the same kind of texture pack. But the maps that they've got look really interesting in terms of the narrow canyons and the different ways they've built them, which is really cool. But I had so much fun with that game, and I'm again like never disappointed when I jump on and play it. Never disappointed. Always have fun, and it's great playing with friends and doing things. And all of the single player missions and the hero missions and everything like that. Like I'm really into the single player stuff of Battlefront. I'm probably the only person in the world who is spending most of my time in Battlefront playing the single player stuff. Because I'm now like, a couple of weeks ago, I was just like, I want to get every star. I want to finish all of the diorama stuff. And I just went through a massive craze. And I'm going to make sure that I've got through all the diorama stuff.
He wasn't eating, he wasn't
sleeping. No, I was staying up later at night. But yeah, I'm probably going to get pissed when the DLC comes out and then they're like, here's all this other new stuff you could unlock, but you don't have the DLC.
Is it going to be a big issue where like only a few people have the DLC because of its price, and therefore no one's playing it?
Because the Jakku stuff's out now, and the people that pre-ordered the game got it. And there is no one in the rotations that aren't Jakku.
Right.
So like that tells. I mean, granted they haven't paid for it, but those are all the pre-order people.
Yeah.
So many people pre-ordered that game.
They did,
that it is dominant.
Are they going to spend the same amount, effectively the same amount to get the DLC?
I bought it already.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I love
because it's your game of the year. But you won't.
Yeah, I feel like, in terms of all the game modes, people are saying, oh, there's not that many game modes for this game.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of other games, there's a billion friggin' game modes. And, like, when I compare it to League of Legends, which only has, like, 3 major game modes, arguably, maybe 4, people only play that one game mode, and that's what keeps the game alive. And in Battlefront, there's about, once all the DLCs come out, there'll be like 15 different game modes on different planets on different maps.
Yeah, that's cool.
With different tiers of who can buy the DLC. I just think like there's not going to be enough to keep a particular server alive, or like a particular number of games alive. It's going to be hard to find games.
What I like to think is that the people that stick around will be those that have purchased it.
Yeah.
So that at least everyone will be in the same place. So you might have trouble if you've walked away from the game and want to come back and have a few games. But if you are someone that's playing quite regularly, I think you'll own the DLC and everyone else will as well.
Potentially.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on it yet. I just think the amount of people, even with Battlefield 4, I play that every week, like once a week, every week, and we basically never see the DLC because so few people have it.
What about your friends that are playing with you? Have they bought the DLC?
They are going to buy it.
Yeah, they're going to.
They might. They might.
In other words, they might.
Yeah. If it drops in price. But already I'm having this issue. Like, everyone's basically gravitating towards Walker Assault and Blast. And a lot of the time when I want to play Fighter Squadron, we love Fighter Squadron.
Yeah, everyone loves Fighter Squadron.
So good. Probably everyone on PS4 loves Fighter Squadron. It's a lot more friendly for consoles, I feel, compared to the other game modes, but it's still really good. But I try to play Fighter Squadron sometime in the morning or at night, and I can't get a game.
Oh, really?
Like, it's not even like 2-minute waiting queue. It's just like no games come up.
That's interesting.
Ever. I'm stuck there waiting for 30 minutes and I'm like, no, I'll just play Walker Assault. Fine. And then I'll jump into a flying thing there. And that does worry me a little bit. Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm trying to get in there. I will. One day. Very soon. You'll see. But yeah, so Battlefront, good runner up there. The whole Bloodborne, Witcher 3 thing was mainly because I didn't get to play much Bloodborne. I did get to play some Bloodborne. I tried some of the demo stuff, and I tried a little bit from your PS4. But I watched so many videos for Bloodborne, and I love the Souls series, and I'm really into that. A lot of the stuff that they mixed up, like people might look at it and go, there's not much difference there. But the way everything moves, the weapon arts and switching things up, and the way blood vials work in comparison to swigging from an Estus flask, like it changed so much in terms of the gameplay and how it functions, and it was so much fun and it was so fresh. And
just the world building.
The world building was incredible, and I love the interactions between characters and stuff as well. It's incredible, and the different characters you can kill in different orders, and then have different ones give you things. It's just an incredible world. Love it to bits. But again, Witcher 3, I actually played some of that, and I did get quite into that. It just wasn't as immersive and interesting and fun for me. Bloodborne was really. And then my game of the year. My game of the year is probably going to surprise some people. I don't really know, but for me, it is Rocket League.
Wow,
Rocket League, the car soccer game. Absolutely love it. And I mean, for me, that's because it came out of the car soccer game.
The car soccer game.
It's fantastic. It came out of nowhere. It's so simple to pick up and play and then put down and just get into. That's something that I'm probably going to be playing for years and years to come. It's something that I'll be able to pull out anytime. It's on my Steam list. You can download it on any computer. Do whatever. I'll be picking that up all the time, just going friends play,
Yeah.
It's just a great party game. It's so much fun,
And I still haven't played it. But I appreciate what it is. Like, we were talking about what makes a game of the year before.
Yeah.
That is a game that has just come in with something brand new, innovative and fun, and almost created a brand new genre in itself.
When I think about 2015, I will definitely think about Rocket.
Me too. And like I said, haven't played it, but it will be in my head for sure.
And again, it just came out of nowhere.
It seems like every year there's kind of one game that goes viral.
For no particular reason.
And this year's that was Rocket League, and I think part of it, was the strategy that some indie developers are taking now, where you go free on PlayStation Plus for your first month of launch, and they've done it, and Resogun did it on launch, and both those games went viral, and then it spills over to Steam sales, to people still buying it after you've been taken down from the from PlayStation Plus. And I think that kind of marketing strategy, do some more of it.
My favourite part about Rocket League was telling people about it and going, yeah, it's this rocket-powered car, like FIFA. And then being like,
what? What?
No, what
That was me as well, actually. When you guys came and told me, like, kind of funny, want to do Rocket League, I'm like, what's Rocket League? Why would we want to do Rocket? Why don't we do a big game that everybody loves playing? And then I'm sitting there like a couple of days later, yes.
And everyone gets it because you're like, well, it's free, you may as well try it. And then they are just hooked. Not a single person I know was like, this is terrible. Yeah. Like, everyone loves it.
Did they have big sales after the free period?
Maybe a couple.
It's not an expensive game.
Yeah, but it's not expensive to begin with. Like, and that's the other thing, again, like, compared to Battlefront, it has a lot more value for money in terms of replayability and entertainment and fun stuff. But since you're just going into that, actually, you were saying League of Legends, you don't really get why people play so much of that.
I do not.
You see the Rocket League stuff, same kind of maps, the same, like all the maps are even the same. But you play, like, I play so much of that. And
I don't have to spend 30 minutes in Rocket League shooting some stuff. True.
So it's a different kind of thing, but it's the same concept of, it's all the same, but you want to keep playing it because it's so fun. But yeah, I understand if you don't sort of get that whole thing.
No, and a Rocket League tells me to go back to my lane.
Go back to defend the goal.
I can do whatever I want.
You can, as long as you're not in ranked, just don't touch that. They get pretty heated, especially on PC. You can type easily. But they treat this very much like you're talking about Nintendo in terms of the games. They're adding a lot on top of the game for free. They're going, here are some car skins you can buy to continue supporting the game. That's fun.
Right.
But they're also going, here's a bunch of new maps that come free with every car skin DLC upgrade.
See, and that's perfect. Yeah. That's why I see. I think the idea, if you're going to do DLC, you need to do it free. Make sure everybody who has your game is playing the new stuff. Just find other ways to get extra money out of them. Like with Battlefront, give everyone these new maps. But if you want to play as these new heroes and new things like that, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah. That would be really good. Keep the
world's coming out.
Keep the mission critical stuff.
Yes.
Free.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'd pay $6 for a hero.
Exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
But
I also paid $80 for the whole thing.
True.
You're not really a good example.
It's not gonna happen. But that brings me to mutators. They recently released mutators, which were interesting things that you could just do to the normal game. You could turn the ball into a square.
Nice.
You could have no gravity. You could have rapid heavy gravity, where if you hit the ball, it just went flying, ping-ponged all over the place. It's fantastic. A lot of fun game mode.
Is that from mods have done it, or is that coming from the actual
That's coming from the actual
that's cool. That's really nice.
All right. So, game of the year from Theo. Rocket League.
Rocket League.
Right, who's next to you two? Should we go to Aiden?
Well, you've got the secret no one knows, so let's leave you to the last.
Yeah. Okay.
Since I'm also
You're
selfish.
All
right, we'll start with my honourable mentions, since everyone else has done that as well. Life is Strange was like, for me, Life is Strange was, when Apple release a new phone, and then they just keep the same phone kind of for a few years, and Samsung and all these other Android devices keep trying to just throw scattergun approaches of what some new stuff is, and eventually Apple goes, all right, we'll utilize some of these new features that you guys have designed. Yeah. I feel like Life is Strange is the Samsung outlook, the Android outlook, where Telltale have come in a few years back and said, hey, let's make adventure games a thing again, and they've just kept the same standard across all of their games. Life is Strange came in and said, hey, these adventure games don't need bad animation. And they don't and they can actually look a bit nicer and flow a bit better, and they can be slower paced. You can get your gamers to enjoy the moment a bit instead of funneling them through into something new. And every episode of Life is Strange just had these amazing quiet moments, which really kind of I enjoyed more than I thought I would. You've got these fast-paced games that come out every month. Every week there's a new fast-paced game. And it's rare to find a game that just has you just taking it in. Like, if in a couple of the episodes you are going to go from destination A to destination B, and the travel there will be you just watching Max, the main character, in a bus, in her own thoughts, watching the scenery go by. And just thinking about what's going on, and some solemn moments that I haven't seen in any other games. Yeah, I loved it. The reason it's not Game of the Year though is that the final episode they managed to somehow mess it up. Everything was great, and they just couldn't nail that ending. And that game was asking for an amazing ending, and it just didn't get it. which is a big
There's
shame.
two endings.
There's two endings.
Yeah.
And it's not so much the final decision, it's just that last episode.
Okay.
It just kind of flips things on its head a little bit. And
does a bit of a Mass Effect.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's what they ended up doing. Some characters, they've done such a great job to make these characters believable. And then in this last episode, they do things you just wouldn't expect those characters to be doing. Like it's come out of nowhere. There's no build up to it. It's just kind of like they make a reveal at the end of episode 5, and then that reveal causes these characters to do things you wouldn't have seen them doing.
On a scale of Fallout 4 Baby to Final Fantasy VII Cloud, how much do you care about the characters?
It's a weird scale.
Well, I didn't care at all about Fallout 4 Baby. That's for sure.
Exactly, that's the one.
Yeah,
down the
Yeah,
bottom.
about
Yeah.
Fallout 4.
I really did. I really cared about the characters. There was, I don't know how much of it people here have played, but there's a moment where Max, the main character, makes a decision to basically remedy her friend's past by traveling back into the past to fix what was going on there. So she fixes this event and then travels back in time to where she was. But now her friend, so the big event that caused this friend to go on a path of destruction didn't happen. She's now this really nice person, but has now gotten into an accident and is a quadriplegic. And so it deals with disability and all of these.
That's pretty cool.
And it just deals with a lot of real life situations really nicely. It doesn't try and objectify any specific pain or it just does it really in a really nice way. I think it was a really well-told story in a really technically well-made adventure game.
I didn't know time travel factored into it.
It's all about it's kind of the whole premise.
Yeah.
It's like Butterfly.
Butterfly. It's all about yeah. So my next one is Ori and the Blind Forest, which was a game I kind of followed for a long time back at E3 last year, even before E3 last year. It was just one of those games that I don't know. It was a return to sort of these side-scrolling platformer games that don't get created very often these days.
Yeah.
And if they do get created, they're done in kind of retro 8-bit graphics. And this was something that was it just looked beautiful. It looked like these guys were really dedicated to the art, not of just graphically, but the art of the storytelling as well. And sure enough, when I got it, the first hour of that game is just magical. It's just this amazingly emotional scene that I wasn't even expecting, and I was just kind of like, wow, okay, that was powerful for what is effectively no dialogue, just audio, music, and and just setting the scene with visual and audio. It was great, and it just got better and better. It follows that sort of Metroidvania style gameplay where you see somewhere you need to go, but you don't have the right ability yet, and so you got to go somewhere else to obtain that ability. And the whole game is kind of interspersed with these moments where you've got this massive, beautifully animated and beautifully drawn owl that kind of has caused a lot of the pain in the story. Keeps making appearances. And so from start to finish, I couldn't put that game down. That was one of the reasons I have an Xbox One. Like a downloadable $25 game is a system seller in my opinion.
Oh wow!
Yeah, if you don't have a PC, because it's on Steam as well. If you don't have a PC, a gaming PC, definitely an Xbox One is the only other system you can play it on.
Did you play Child of Light?
And it's worthwhile. I played parts of Child of Light. I didn't like that as much.
Similar? You didn't like it as much?
No, it was missing something.
Oh, all right.
That one was by Ubisoft.
It's really good.
I got told I would like it, and I played a chunk of it. I just felt it just didn't have that same oomph, and that was after I played Ori and the Blind Forest.
Okay.
Fantastic. So, winner though, and it has already been mentioned, is a game that has taken up over 250 hours of my life that no other game has ever been able to do. No other game has ever been able to capture an online presence from me either. No game. So for me to have put 250 hours into a game and literally half of that has been online is a huge achievement. A game that has given me months of free DLC, every month, the first Friday of every month for I think it was 9 or 10 months.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate on 3DS. It's amazing. It is amazing. It was a series that I hadn't really played much of. I played some of Monster Hunter 3, and I was terrible at it. Yeah. I still put 80 hours into it, even though I was terrible at it. And this game kind of made it a bit easier for newcomers to get into. It kind of explained a lot more than any of the other games have explained. It's normally a really hands-off, go check on the internet how to play kind of game. And despite it still like giving you a lot more information, I really attacked it that way. I joined communities and I kind of watched videos on how to perfect, like how to use a specific weapon, and I've got an app on my phone which tells me where I need to go to get the resources I need to get for stuff if I want to craft a new blade or something like, or an armor piece. None of these things I've ever done in gaming. I've never joined a community to learn how to play it better. I've never played I've played maybe a few hours of a game online. That's great. It's as close to an MMO I think I will ever get.
Yeah. It sounds very kind of similar in terms of the way you play it and the way you progress and that kind of hold it gets on you.
And the fact that you can play it, you don't have to pay to play online. The fact that you can just play it all single player. Even the online quests, if you choose to, you can take on by yourself. And I know people who have maxed out all of the single player stuff and all of the online stuff, that they're going back through the online stuff all by themselves. And other people, what they do is they get they'll take in their best weapon, but they'll go on without armor as another challenge just to see if they can beat it completely without armor.
And the fact that the game runs on the 3DS,
and it looks amazing on the 3DS. Well, it looks amazing on the new 3DS. It actually uses higher quality textures on the new 3DS and runs at a slightly better frame rate as well.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, any game that I think playing on a handheld, whether it's the 3DS or the Vita. It's just such a special experience. Yeah. I really enjoy any excuse I have to get out those consoles. It's always great. Like if a game comes to both PS4 and Vita at the same time, I'll put it straight on my Vita because I just love that experience. And
I guess I might be a little bit different on that. If it was on the Wii U, I probably would have spent the majority of my time on the Wii U, because what I would do, I would come home and I would open up the 3DS and sit on the couch and play it online there. If I could have done it on my big screen TV, I would have. But the fact that I could take this anywhere, it would go to Street Pass events and just have a couple of fights locally, and I'd play it on the bus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I couldn't play it on the bus, not because of the online functionality or that I didn't have missions to do, but it just got to a level where I had to have the concentration, and being on a bus couldn't give me. I don't personally see how any game could have beaten that for me, because it added so many new aspects of gaming to my gaming experience, which is a pretty big thing for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel your passion.
Yeah. Well, exactly, right?
You really sold that as well.
Yeah, good. Buy it. Or buy Monster Hunter Cross when it comes out.
I'll get Monster Hunter Cross for sure, I think.
Which looks amazing as well. They've added some insane stuff to that, so that's going to be awesome.
So it's Cross, not X, not 10.
It's Cross.
That's Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Yeah, but this is just Cross.
Scream.
Monster Hunter Crossing? Are they telling you to farm weapons and armor?
I was really stoked to see there are Monster Hunter levels in Peace Walker as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's amazing. What? So if you listen to, there's a character in Peace Walker, if you listen to all of his conversations about all the kind of cryptozoological animals, there's a mission that opens up, and if you, instead of beating it, you do what you need to do, and then instead of going to the finish line, you go down to the lake, and there's like a palico there, or a feline that talks to you, and then you start getting like Snake versus like Rathian from Monster Hunter levels.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh, that's incredible, yeah. No, I love when developers do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I hope Nintendo start incorporating, just because so many more people are playing Monster Hunter now, I'd like to see them incorporating some more crossovers. I'd love to see that.
Are there Monster Hunter amiibos on the way?
Oh my god. This is the first game where I'm kind of like, hey, that $250 like statue, that ceramic Monster Hunter statue,
I want that.
I might have to get that.
Imagine Monster Hunter amiibos that were like special monsters that you put on.
Forget it, man. If they mixed that with because the first Skylanders Giants, when you put them on, parts of them glowed and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh man, I'd be all over those amiibos. That would be it. I'd be done. Yeah.
Now they know.
They've actually admitted lately that their in-game functionality from amiibos hasn't been what they wanted it to be.
I've picked up amiibo purely on what character they are, and I literally haven't used them in game.
The only one that I've used in game, maybe none.
Well, they're all in Smash.
See, mine aren't even all in Smash.
Yeah, but like even in Smash, I reckon their functionality is pretty.
Oh no, that wasn't the question though. But we have loaded them all in.
Oh yeah,
Smash.
I've loaded them all as Mario Maker as well, and they're still kind of like.
See, I haven't even done that. I think the majority of mine have been used in Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of like, I don't need to do this anymore.
There's just such.
I like the Mario Kart outfits.
Yeah,
that's cool. So that was good.
Yeah.
Imagine putting Charizard on your thing, and then he's driving the car.
Yeah.
Like, there was the potential for that, but
yeah, but then people would get all pissy about the fact that you have to buy like a $25 toy to get what other companies would sell as like $6 DLC.
Or even $2.
No, those people can
Oh,
do it.
Yeah.
Those people
I agree.
are Nintendo fans.
I agree.
All right,
Anyway.
there's one of us left.
Yeah.
It's me.
Game of the Year is Monster Hunter, isn't it?
Totally, because I'm afraid that
This is
Reagan will
Battlefront
suffocate me
here.
in my sleep. Everyone else is picking my Game of the Year for me, pretty much. So yeah, let's all just remember that Game of the Year for me is very much what I enjoyed, not necessarily something that brought extreme revolution to the industry or was groundbreaking. So totally Life is Strange was also one of my honourable mentions, and you absolutely nailed it. It's definitely been an awesome game for me to play in that not very many games come along which are calming. Like games actually stress me out quite a lot. Like when I play them, I have to kind of set aside time and like limit the time that I play them because I get quite stressed out with them. And Life is Strange is one of those games which it's like a calming kind of thing that you kind of go through, and just I really enjoy kind of playing through that. And I haven't actually finished it yet, so I'm excited to see what my ending's going to be. But yeah, definitely for me, Game of the Year. It's beautiful. It plays amazingly.
So that's your Game of the Year?
No, sorry. Honourable mention.
All right.
Honourable Game of the Year.
It's one of my games of the year. Yeah. So yes, Life is Strange. And then here's a random one, just because I really loved playing this game so much, and I was so excited to get it. And Toad is my favourite character in the entire Nintendo universe. I love him so much. Captain Toad and the Treasure Tracker. So it's the 3D kind of platforming game, and I don't even like those games. So
Sounds very Mario World-ish.
Yeah, I don't even know why I love this game so much, but just kind of being Toad and like being Toadette and kind of going through, and it just brought me so much joy.
What amazed me about it was basically a mobile game. It could have been. It could have been because it's effectively just like you just rotate around, you walk around, you collect some things. It's basically a simple puzzle game.
Oh, it's
but they
big.
Nintendo'd the hell out of it.
Yeah.
They took what anyone could have made, just a crappy version of it, and chucked it onto a mobile device, and they Nintendo'd the hell out of it. It's amazing. It's a great version.
It looks amazing, and I was really happy. As someone that was worried that it was going to be like platformers is something I struggle with, like I'm not that good at them, don't like Mario, just I'm bad at them. But going through it, it got to a level that was hard but not extremely frustrating to me.
Yeah.
So that was like, I liked that. So definitely an honourable mention for me. But my Game of the Year
Dun, dun, dun.
is something that I know that a lot of people will probably say that it wasn't revolutionary and it wasn't groundbreaking, but for me, I've been looking forward to it for a really long time. I have had a lot of fun playing it, and I think it has done some things which make it a step up from the last one, regardless of what other people are going to say, and it is Rise of the Tomb Raider. So I know, Reagan, you have opinions.
Yeah, but we'll leave those. We've got. I'm not gonna poo-poo on your Game of the Year.
I think for me, it was the story that really made this game a step up from the last one, and the fact that I got to go back to playing the Lara Croft that I feel like I played in my childhood, rather than the Lara Croft that was vulnerable and like trying to survive. This time it was really that Lara Croft that was like, she's kicking butt, and I kind of felt like it just felt nostalgic for me, I guess.
And how cool are the side tombs and stuff that you go into?
Amazing.
They are fantastic.
They really nailed the puzzle aspect of this, and it's just like I'm already kind of hunting those tombs out.
This is the first, in the last one they had a couple of them, and I kind of just powered through them pretty quickly. With these ones, I kind of I'll just stand on the spot, and I'm just looking around with the camera, going, what the hell am I meant to be doing here?
Yeah.
It actually requires you to have a bit of a think, and yeah, it's great.
I spent so long in Syria is where she is, right? Syria.
Siberia.
Is that where she is in the snow? Yeah, I think it's
Siberia.
Siberia.
Like desert.
Yeah, there's no snow.
My bad. I spent so long there, just kind of wandering around and appreciating kind of everything that you can do as the first kind of break in the story, where you're kind of wandering around and doing things, and the game just constantly makes me feel good. Like, I just love playing it. The only thing that would be, we'll probably do a full year now, I think, of this game soon, but the thing that I don't like is the combat. It feels kind of forced to me a lot of the time. I'm like,
Like, she's straight up a mass murderer.
Oh, she is.
No.
Yeah. And, the bad people are not like, it's like, who are they? Like, really? Like, it's not. It's kind of uninspired, I guess. I think, and a bit generic. But that's the only thing for me.
Would the game survive if you just took out the combat?
I think so.
I think so as well.
I would love
I
that.
absolutely think it would survive.
Yeah, and when I am shooting bad guys, I'm kind of just like, okay, I'll shoot the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just getting through it. It's not something that I feel like is as overwhelming or powerful as it should be. It should be like, oh god, I'm stressed out about doing this, and it's not. So.
I would love to see, because they'll probably do a third one.
Yes.
Likely will do a third one.
Yes.
I'd love to see them just get rid of the combat. Make it about battling the environment. Make it the environment so intense and so enjoyable that you don't even need that combat to break it up.
Like
I'd love
the
to see
parts
that.
of this game that are that
Yeah.
are amazing. Like the parts where you're kind of like, swinging off ropes through mountains and like terrified that you're going to miss catching something. That's the parts that are
and
amazing.
having the occasional bear like come out and you're like, oh shit, no, I've got to like having
that first bear was terrifying.
And so if they just got rid of all of that and had just moments like that, it'd be good. I think it would survive.
Who wants to fight a T-Rex again?
Yeah.
Like back from the old days, that was the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Because that mass murdering thing that you get in these kind of games, it breaks the immersion.
It does.
Yeah.
I was playing the Uncharted collection. And there's this bit where you kind of meet the bad guy for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, we're old friends, come with me, and I'll let you go." And you spend like the last couple of hours, you've mowed down 100 of his henchmen, and he doesn't care.
No.
And you just
That's
like,
how cold and callous the guy is.
yeah. Well, he would care because he's mad when you like take a jab at his mate, like, but it's like it really does break the immersion.
And I think the bad guy, without spoiling too much, in Rise of the Tomb Raider is really powerful and I like him. But the mowing through the henchmen is the worst part. And it's like the generic henchman that's like, I'm the bad guy and then I'm the bad guy with a shield. And it's just like,
like it's really weird to be like doing this adventuring as Lara Croft and then you can sneak up on someone and you just dig your ice axe like right into the back of their neck and like drag them to the ground.
Kills are amazing.
It's like, Jesus, that's so brutal.
Terrifying, yeah.
And considering like the previous one, she was like, she only had to shoot someone when she's like on her back.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, oh bam. And then like minutes later she's just like bam, 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 bam,
dies.
bam, 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 just like killing whoever she wants.
Yeah.
It's really weird, really strange.
Up against supernatural
Big disconnect.
sumos, that was good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think they have enough material with the Tomb Raider series to get rid of the henchmen.
Exactly.
No
and the
henchmen.
stealthy aspect, like how awesome would that game be if you were stealthing through the whole thing, like worried about encountering that bad guy?
Take away your weapons for like sections, like so you've got nothing.
I think back to the opening fight scene in Uncharted 3, where you're in the bar and you're fighting out. There's maybe like 5 or 6 henchmen, but the whole scene takes a good amount of time and it's a good amount of gameplay, and it feels like the henchmen are people. And you struggle to defeat them. And just kind of throwing in those kind of bits of gameplay throughout the story where it's like, instead of mowing down 100 guys, you have to take out 3 guys, but it's just as kind of hard, and it takes, a while.
Oh, but of course in that scene, the characters are, spoiler alert, for the beginning of that game, you get through it pretty quickly, they are your friends, and you do develop that sense of relationship
No, it's
with
only the one guy.
Only the one guy.
It's his buddies, and like his little crew.
But I don't think they were in on it. I think only he was in on it.
Okay, well,
that's what I got into it because like Nathan, didn't he get his like head smashed into the urinal? That was like full on.
Oh, yeah.
I was also
Like
thinking about that style of gameplay rather than which I think is really cool.
So there's something notably missing.
Which is interesting. Because
So-
it was a game that was on our top 5.
It was in all of our top 5s except George.
It wasn't in my top 5.
Because he's wrong. That's fine. It's fair
He's
enough.
just blatantly wrong.
The Dancing All Night was in there though.
I can appreciate that. I can totally, absolutely appreciate
That's a
that.
great game.
So, who wants to announce? So this is what we did. We all wrote down our top 5 games of the year and ordered them from 1 to 5, and then assigned points 5 to 1. So number 1 got 5 points, number 2 got 4 points, 3 got 3, and so on. Then we collated all those points and we came up with a number 1 Hot Chips game of the year who got the highest score, which was Fallout 4.
Fallout 4.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was fantastic. We covered it for like an hour
Yeah.
in the last podcast.
We
Like,
dedicated
there's
podcast.
so
to it.
much to say about it. It was fantastic.
I mean,
It didn't really put a foot wrong.
Yeah, it's a game that was on none of our number one for the
Yeah.
game of the year.
Right.
So, but why do you think it ranks so highly consistently?
I just want to just mention one thing. You were saying that could a game of the year be a game that has flaws, like technical flaws? Fallout 4 has so many glitches and
It
bugs.
hasn't for
And,
me.
Yeah,
and-
it's
I haven't come
for
across
me.
any.
yeah, like, I've seen some, right?
Right.
And I've seen plenty online through people's videos and stuff. And that doesn't stop the fact that this game has just destroyed like everyone's expectations. Like people are loving this game, and it's now our game of the year. But it still has all of those technical bugs and stuff. So what I guess what I'm trying to say is a game can, if it can have more pros than it has cons, then it can be game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fully aboard the decision. Like, I'm happy that we have found a way to have like a game that represented something we all played and all enjoyed as the game of the year. But it wasn't in my top 5.
You can appreciate it.
But I can appreciate why it would be, and I think it's a game that you can get really involved into. I think that's the real strength with it, is that if you choose to play this game, you're making a commitment to the world and to the relationships you build within it and the stories that you create. One of the key strengths of the game is obviously everyone that plays this has a different experience. It's you're not watching Nathan Drake's story.
Yeah.
You're creating your own story as you go through this game, and I think that's why it connects with so many people.
Yeah.
And that's why things like some of the negatives that we have with the game, like who's the baby, who cares, like at that starting point, it's because you don't care about the character's story.
Yeah.
You want to create your own story and be a part of these relationships that you do.
And there will be someone out there that cares about that baby.
Yeah.
Who's gone, would have just started that game. It's like, oh my god, I need to find
Well, it
this.
was kind
Yeah.
of Theo.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
well, no,
again, like
he just wanted to
no,
play
I
through the
forced-
story.
yeah. I mean, that first section, I had to force myself
I think you
to
really
get
cared
into the
about the
story.
baby.
Just admit it, Theo.
By the end of it, I did save something akin to that at the end of it. I don't know if I trust that thing though.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Spoilers.
I think that I mean the reason that it does appeal to so many is that you do create your own.
Yeah.
Your own. If you don't like something, you don't do it. You do something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's fair that it was our game of the year.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We gave it a year, everyone gave it a year, right?
Yeah, for
In our
sure.
Yeah,
review.
true.
Yeah, I
First time that happened.
I wasn't a fan of the series going in, and I played it and thoroughly enjoyed what I did play. And I remember who my guy was and what he was up to.
Yeah,
and the things that he
story.
did. Because my guy was different than everyone else.
Yeah,
He had his own thing going on. He hated farmers and he liked jumping fences and
Did you just go and like murder all the farmers?
No, I just didn't care for them.
Right.
Yeah, so I just send them off for places, and I'll be like, you put your trust in me, but that's a bad idea.
Should we do all of our favourite memory from Fallout 4? Just to round it off on that. It is the game of the year.
It is game of the year.
Building my fortress.
Building your lovely fortress. We need a picture of that.
I wrote an article, Theo.
Yeah, but we need it for hot chat.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's screenshot
I can
it.
do a walkthrough.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Fallout
I'm
Chris.
happy to. I'd be down to do that.
Yeah.
I can do a walkthrough of my settlement.
All right.
I could do that.
Okay. That's probably my favourite memory, to be honest. It was the best. What
Jordan.
about you guys?
What was my favourite memory? There was a point in the game where I got from not knowing what to do and dying all the time and not having any weapons to feeling like I understood how to play and I was safe and I had weapons.
Oh, that's a
and I
achievement.
wasn't going to die.
Yeah.
And like that kind of transitional point to being like lost in this world to being like, oh yeah, I own this. Like I'm mayor of my city. Like
Yeah. Mine is just like stumbling upon something that you had no idea was going to be there.
Yeah.
Going over the crest and seeing a building and what that entails. One of my highlights for that specific moment is as I was going through a city, coming across, like hearing a commentator off in the distance. What the hell is the commentator doing out here? As I got closer, he was commentating like these raiders had settled up around this like horse racing track, and they were racing robots.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the robots were just like programmed to zoom around this track, and the commentator's just like commentating. And as soon as you get close enough, you can take out the raiders, and then you can control the robots. tell them
Now
to
play.
tell them to either go around the racetrack, or you can tell them to do the perimeter to keep people out, or you can just self-destruct them all. You've got all these little mini nukes going off.
That's cool.
So that was awesome. Just had
that's
no idea
great.
that was there. There was no mission involved with it. It was just something that I feel like in the development of the game, the creators just like, if any of you guys have got ideas, we're going to put them in somewhere.
You can just have fun with it.
Horse track with robots. And they went, cool, let's do it. Let's put that in. That was good.
Great.
That's what,
What about you,
It's got a work kind of feel to it.
Theo?
My favourite moment was actually at the very beginning, jumping onto the game, because I live streamed my first two or 3 hours of the game, jumping onto the game and doing all my character creation and all the results from that. My favourite part of that was I called my character, I don't know why, but the name Delilah just came up out of nowhere in my head. So I was like, let's call my character Delilah. And the next thing you know, I was like, oh yeah, hey there Delilah. And then we were doing that little fun thing in the chat. And somebody made a little Hey There Delilah song about the Fallout 4 universe. And like, hey there Delilah, something, explosion,
Diamond
nuclear,
City.
whatever. It was, something in, it was fantastic.
That is cool.
And then the next person I talked to, it was Delilah, hey there. The entire chat just exploded. That was great.
Oh,
It's fantastic.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I just want to say one other thing about Fallout, just in general, is the confidence those guys had to release this game, where there is no mention of the name of the game on the start screen.
Yeah.
It's like you start it up, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah,
got
there's
it's got
not
the
suit,
power
the
armor
power
suit, and it's got Bethesda down in the bottom left. There's no Fallout 4 name. You go to the menu, nothing. You can get into the game, and that's how confident they are with that product. I love that. I love that so
I
much.
didn't notice that. But
Yeah.
Marketing.
It's something that you didn't notice it. That's how they knew they didn't need to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Wow.
Game of the
There you
year.
have
Definitely
it.
new
Our
one.
game of the year and our reasons why.
Yep.
An excellent year.
On this beautiful sunny day.
So if you liked it, hit subscribe. Come back every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We'll have a new podcast for you, and we'll export out some special stuff as well throughout the weeks that you can keep a track of.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.